I am Alagay Lingappa, Assistant Professor, Government Postgrad College, Siriguppa. Today's my topic is elasticity. Under that, a review of elastic behavior of solids. So the concept of strain and the concept of stress. We know that the solids which can be classified into three types: rigid bodies, plastic bodies, then elastic bodies. Rigid bodies are those which does not change their shape and size under the action of external force. So the examples: a stone, iron, etc. Elastic bodies are those which regain their original shape and size after the removal of the applied external force. So the examples are spring, rubber, etc. Then a plastic bodies, the bodies which can change their shape and size under the action of an external force, but which does not regain their original shape and size after the removal of the external applied force, so called plastic bodies. Elastic bodies, they have the property of elasticity. Rigid bodies, they have the property of rigidity. Plastic bodies, they have the property of plasticity. So now come to the point: elasticity. Elasticity is the ability of a body to resist any permanent changes to it when stress is applied. The body regains its original shape and size when stress application ceases. Here the stress is nothing but force per unit area, say force. If external force is applied to a body, then the body resists a permanent change, and also which regain its original shape and size when stress application if it removed. So all materials have an elastic limit beyond which, if continuous stress is applied, they will start losing their ability to exhibit perfect elastic behavior and start deforming. In contrast, plastic deformation is the non-reversible deformation of solid materials on the application of forces. So the materials, they have an elastic limit. If we apply the force beyond that elastic limit, the body which loses its elastic property, the property of elasticity, then the body exhibit the property of plasticity. That means which does not regain its original shape and size, so called elasticity. Looking at the elasticity in the atomic level, solids are made up of atoms or molecules. They are surrounded by other such atoms which are held in a state of equilibrium by interatomic forces. When an external force is applied, these particles are displaced, resulting in the deformation of the solid. When the application of the deforming force is stopped, interatomic forces drive the atoms to regain their state of equilibrium. That means all the solids which are made up of atoms or molecules. Each atom is surrounded by other such atoms. Then under normal condition, all the atoms, they are in equilibrium state. When an external force is applied to that means to a solid, where the atoms or molecules which are displaced, the solid which can change in its shape or size. If the applied forces are removed, if a stress is removed, then the atoms or molecules, they again drive to regain their state of equilibrium. They acquired original position. That means the solid which regain its original shape and size after the removal of applied force. The concept of elasticity is an idealization, as no material is perfectly elastic. So if you take example, if you use a hair tie to groom yourself, you may have noticed that its size tends to deform after prolonged use. After a point, it may snap as well. This is because the hair tie eventually loses its elastic nature. Just a very good example for that. So important points on elastic behavior of solids. An elastic body is one that regains its original shape and size when deforming forces are removed. A plastic body is one that succumbs to deforming forces, however small, and cannot return to its original shape and size. Elasticity is the property of a body to regain its original shape and size. When deforming forces are removed, it exhibits an opposition to change. So now we discuss about the elastic stress and strain. Then what is stress? What are the different types of stress? What is strain? What about the different types of strain? So when the body is deformed by the application of external forces, forces within the body are brought into play. Elastic bodies regain their original shape due to internal restoring forces. The internal forces and external forces are opposite in direction. If a force F is applied uniformly over a surface of area A, then the stress is defined as the force per unit area. When external force is applied on the elastic body, at the same time, the restoring force generated inside the elastic body. What about the restoring force developed or generated inside the body, which is equal and opposite to that of the external applied force? So that the stress is defined as the restoring force generated per unit area, which can be measured in terms of external forces. So stress is equal to force by area. The SI unit of stress is Newton per second square. Types of stress. There are three types of stress. One is longitudinal stress, volume stress or bulk stress, tangential stress or shear stress. So, longitudinal stress. When the stress is normal to the surface area of the body, and there is a change in the length of the body, it is known as longitudinal stress. If the force is applied to a elastic body, if its length changes, then what about the restoring force generated inside a body per unit area is known as longitudinal stress. Again, it is classified into two types: tensile stress, compressive stress. A tensile stress, when a longitudinal stress produced due to an increase in the length of the object, is known as a tensile stress. Compressive stress, longitudinal stress produced due to the decrease in length of the object, is known as a compressive stress. Again, there are two stress, a tensile stress and a compressive stress. In case of tensile stress, the length of the body increases, but in case of compressive stress, the length of the body decreases. Volume stress or bulk stress. If equal normal forces applied to the body causes a change in volume of the body, the stress is called volume stress. Again, the stress is force per unit area. Its SI unit is Newton per meter square. Then tangential stress. When the stress is tangential or parallel to the surface of the body, is known as a tangential or shear stress. Due to this shape of a body changes, gets twisted. So, longitudinal stress or a linear stress, then volume stress or bulk stress, then tangential stress or a shear stress. So these are the different types of stress. Then what is a strain? A body under stress gets deformed. The fractional change in the dimension of a body produced by the external stress acting on is called a strain. The ratio of change of any dimension, not charge, say change of any dimension to its original dimension is called strain. The ratio of where charge is there, it is not a charge, say change. The ratio of change of any dimension to its original dimension is called strain. Since strain is the ratio of two identical physical quantities. It is a just number. It has no unit and dimension. So simply it is called as. So it defined as. It is a ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. Change in dimension to the initial dimension, which has no unit, unitless quantity, which has no dimension, dimensionless quantity. Then a strain also classified into three types: longitudinal strain, volume strain, shearing strain, or tangential strain. So these are the three types of strain. So longitudinal strain. The strain under longitudinal stress is called longitudinal strain. Longitudinal strain, which is equal to change in length of a body by initial length of the body. So let delta L, change in length of a body, L, that gives the original length or initial length of the body, delta L by L, change in length of the body by initial length of the body, that gives longitudinal strain. Then volume strain. The strain caused by the volume stress is called volume strain. Volume strain is equal to change in volume of the body by original volume of the body. Let delta V, a change in volume of a body, V, original volume of a body, that gives volume strain. Shearing strain, tangential strain. When a deforming force is applied to a body parallel to its surface, its shape changes. This is known as shearing strain. The shearing strain, which can be represented by pi, say tan pi is equal to displacement of upper face by distance between the two faces. Distance of the lower surface, lower face from the upper face. So L by L, where small l, that indicates the displacement of upper surface. Then a capital L, that indicates the distance between the two faces, that means lower face and then the upper face. So we have three types of strain: longitudinal strain, volume strain, shearing strain. So strain is unitless and dimensionless quantity. Thank you.